Hey everybody, I am David, and today I want to talk about Casper. It's Halloween this week, and I wanted to talk about a Halloween film that I enjoy watching every year around this time. Most people my age would probably like to watch a horror movie. Not everybody. There's people out there that don't like horror movies, and I'm one of them. And that's why I wanted to do a review for anybody maybe looking for a family film out there that's maybe a little bit more safer, especially if you have kids out there that you might enjoy this one. This one to me is a classic, one that I grew up with when I was just a young kid in the 90s, maybe in my early teens, 13 or something like that. And so maybe if you haven't seen this movie, maybe you want to show it to your kids or something like that. Maybe you are someone that remembers this movie and has nostalgia for it. So let's get right into this. What did I think of this movie called Casper? This is one of those movies back in the 90s when CGI was starting to really become a thing. You kind of had it with The Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and Jurassic Park. So this was 1995. This movie was big at the time. And I remember really enjoying it a lot, really having a blast with it. Christina Ricci plays the daughter of Bill Pullman's character, and he's like looking for ghosts, and they go from town to town. People think they're a little nuts. Maybe they are, maybe not. But yeah, I really like the father-daughter dynamic in this movie. He's looking, he has kind of a little bit of hope that he's going to find his wife one day, who he believes hasn't crossed over yet. And he's kind of like a psychiatrist to ghosts. So he is hired in the movie to help Carradine, who's the main villain, with her, I believe her assistant lawyer or something. And I forgot what he is right now. Played by a great comedic actor whose name is escaping me right now. But yes, they are the villains of the movie, and she wants this mansion, but there's ghosts haunting it, so she hires Bill Pullman to come and get rid of these ghosts. And in this house are four ghosts. Three of them are kind of assholes, Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso. I'm serious, that's their names. All you need to do is get the seven dwarves. I'm sure they're related somehow to these three. And then you also have Casper, who is their nephew, and they all haunt this place. But Casper is a friendly ghost, so he kind of befriends the human characters, the daughter, played by Christina Ricci, and Bill Pullman's character. He kind of befriends them and helps them along. With Christina Ricci's character being the new kid on the block, she's having trouble making friends, but because people at school are aware that this is she lives in this haunted mansion, everybody wants to live at her, go to her place to have this Halloween party. It's a pretty simple story, as you can tell, but it's a story with a lot of heart, and I think it's the Bill Pullman's character and the daughter that really have that heart, and his determination into hopefully finding his wife eventually. I think that will be the heartwarming part of this film that a lot of people will gravitate towards. It's the part that I really enjoy. I really like that aspect of the story. I do like Casper and the three ghosts as well, his three uncles. I think the three uncles will probably get the most chuckles from the adult audience. They do have some pretty good one-liners here and there. There's some really good cameos in the movie as well. I think Casper is great for the younger audience. But he has this like flirtation with Christina Ricci's character throughout the film. He kind of has like a crush on her, and I'll leave it at that. But once you learn more about Casper as the movie goes on, you understand him and realize where he comes from is a kind of a sad little tale. I think the movie today, in today's standards, though, look, this isn't a laugh out loud comedy. I'm gonna admit that right now. I just rewatched the movie yesterday, but I do think it's a nice little film that's very harmless. That's, it's not offensive or anything. It's a fun little film that might get you to laugh a little bit here and there. There are some jokes that I still hold on to that I think are kind of fun, and nice little cameos throughout the film. I think the Ghostbusters cameo is always my favorite one, because it should be expected, and it was the right cameo to pull off too. I'm not going to spoil which Ghostbuster it is, but if you've seen the movie, you already know. From the original Ghostbusters. So if you're someone that's in your teens and never seen this movie, maybe watch the original Ghostbusters first, because number one, that's a better movie. Number two, then you'll know who he is. And then finally, I think that the special effects actually hold up in this movie. I think, 1995 special effects were a thing. There's some movies from the 90s that the special effects still hold up, and I think Casper actually does, especially when you compare it to its peers, which are movies like Alvin and the Chipmunks and the Smurfs and Garfield and whatever crappy remake of classic animation cartoons there are out there. Casper is actually the one where, the animation is still pretty good, the CGI, because it has to do with the fact that the characters, the ghosts, are see-through. They don't really need to be fully detailed. They look cartoony, but because they're ghosts, they don't have to be overly animated. And maybe that's why it still holds up, the look of the ghosts. I will also say that I really like the set of the Haunted Mansion that they built for this film. Maybe to today's standards, it looks kind of cheap. You can tell it's a set, but to me, I always have fun watching those type of sets because they always look fun to me to play in. Like, I wish I was an actor just so I could be on those sets, running around and doing whatever, because they look like, I don't know, they look fun to hang out in. To me, anyways, they look like not kind of like those old Bond villain lairs. I don't know. But a Haunted Mansion. So I really like the set of the Haunted Mansion. I always thought that looked cool. And the score is pretty decent too. So with that being said, guys, if I were to rate Casper out of 10, I would probably give it a 7.5. I think it's an enjoyable little film that, if you are someone that doesn't like horror, this is definitely a movie that's worth checking out, especially if you have kids. I think the kids will definitely find it enjoyable. And it's a good family film. I think there's things in here that I don't think an adult would be like, I hate this movie, it ruined my life. No, it's a good, heartwarming film. And if you want that in your life, a little, not everything has to be all out violence and action. There you go. You got something sweet here. So with that being said, guys, I'm ending this video here. I hope you guys like and subscribe. And comment below if you've seen Casper and you enjoy this movie from your youth like I did. Or maybe you never liked the movie and you thought it was crap. Tell me, comment below. And until next time, take care.